Welcome my friends to my YouTube channel. Today on this video we're going to be talking about general information on Costa Rica. So first of all, let me tell you a short story. When I spent my 9 months in Nebraska learning English, I met a lot of people that asked me, where are you from? Puerto Rico? And I said, no, Costa Rica. So they would give me a weird look and they would go, oh, where is that? Is that an island? And so I would say, well, you know about Nicaragua? Yeah. You know about Panama? Yeah. Well, Costa Rica is right in between. So anyway, there's a lot of people that don't know where Costa Rica is, and that's okay because it's a tiny little country in Central America. So in order to give you a really good idea where Costa Rica is located, let's start by let me start by giving you a map of the entire continent, or continents as you do call it in North America. So we have North America and South America, and right in between we have Central America. All right, so here's the map of the continents with, of course, way up here, Canada, the United States, Mexico, then Guatemala. We're already in Central America, Nicaragua. It doesn't show all the countries because it's some of them are so small, like Costa Rica. Can't even see it in this map. And then, of course, South America over here, starting with Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, and so on. Then over here we have a close-up of Central America. Once again, Mexico over here, all the way here, and then Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and finally here's Costa Rica, followed by Panama, and once again Colombia and the rest of the countries in South America. And finally we have Costa Rica. So here's Nicaragua, here's Lake Nicaragua as people know it. The real name is Lake Cocibolca. And then the border between Costa Rica and Nicaragua over here, and the border between Costa Rica and Panama. Okay, so San Jose, which is the capital city, right in the center of the country, as you can appreciate here in this image. I also wanted to show you how small Costa Rica is, and therefore I took advantage of Google Maps and the fact that you can measure distances on Google Maps. So you can see that Costa Rica, from the Caribbean coast to the Pacific coast on the narrowest stretch, it's only just about 76 miles across. So it's just amazing. So one of the things that I like to point out is that you can leisurely get up in the morning, watch the sunrise over the Caribbean Sea, have your breakfast there along the coast, then drive along this route, Route 32 or even 10 over here into San Jose, and then drive down to the coast and enjoy the sunset, or watch the sunset from a restaurant or bar along the coast, while you enjoy a nice cocktail. So very, very narrow country, very, very small. So I guess that proves my point of how small Costa Rica is. All right, now that we know where Costa Rica is, let's get into some specific information on the country itself. So we'll start with the size of Costa Rica. So as I said, Costa Rica is a very small country. In order to give you specific numbers, in miles, in square miles, it's only 19,730 square miles. So we can say roughly 20,000 square miles, which is about 51,000 square kilometers. So it is often compared with West Virginia in the United States or with the country of Denmark. However, despite its small size, Costa Rica has a lot to offer due to a series of factors, including the mountainous terrain, the topography of the country, the fact that we have two oceans. We have the Caribbean Sea on the east side, and we have the Pacific Ocean on the west side. The fact that it is a very narrow bridge in between two very large continents, or two very large land masses, North and South America. So once again, there's a long list of factors that make this country really diverse, especially in terms of wildlife. Okay. Talking about the topography of Costa Rica, let me say that there's three main mountain ranges, and we're going to start from the north and move down south, and that's basically the direction that these mountain ranges follow, starting with Guanacaste mountain range that reaches almost the border between Costa Rica and Nicaragua and extends about halfway down the country. Also, we have the central mountain range with active volcanoes as well. And lastly, we have the largest of the mountain ranges, which starts about halfway down the country and extends a little bit into Panama, providing Panama with the only volcano the country of Panama has. All right. So it is right in the center of the country where you find the capital city of Costa Rica, which is a small valley located between the central mountain range and the Talamanca mountain range, and it sits at an elevation of roughly 3,000 feet. The highest elevation that we can find in Costa Rica is along the precisely the Talamanca mountain range at the Chirripó mountain or Chirripó peak, and it reaches 12,536 feet in elevation. So we do not get snow up there, but the temperatures do reach 0 degrees Celsius, of course. In Costa Rica, basically we have two seasons, the rainy season and the dry season. The rainy season starting in about May, and it runs through November, early December, and that's when the dry season starts, and it goes all the way to April. So that doesn't mean that it is only going to rain during the rainy season months, or it's only going to be, no, we do get a combination. But this applies a little bit more strictly to the Pacific side and a little bit to the Central Valley. On the Caribbean side of the country, and because of the way the winds move from east to west, then we get the weather coming across the Caribbean Sea and picking up a tremendous amount of moisture. Most of the humidity is going to be deposited throughout the year on the Caribbean side. So the Caribbean side tends to be a lot more humid than the Pacific side, and for much longer during the year. The population of Costa Rica reached just a few months ago 5 million people. Okay, so with 1.2% of those 5 million represented by indigenous people, okay, the original Americans that were here when the Spaniards arrived. 7% are of Afro-descendant origin, and the rest are what we call mestizo population with a high influence of European blood. Spanish is our main language and official language, but there is a second language that is spoken in the country, especially by those people that are descendants from Africa, and we call it Mecatelio. And that's a whole different topic, but basically it's a mix of English and Spanish. Now let's talk a little bit about the government. The type of government that we have in Costa Rica is what we call a presidential unitary republic, with presidential elections every 4 years, and the president is elected by popular vote. There is a legislative assembly or Congress with 57 seats, and or judicial branch with the Supreme Court headed by 24 judges, and those are the ones that are going to appoint the judges for the different courts throughout the country. And no army, of course, no army in Costa Rica since 1949. We often brag about the fact that 96% is our literacy rate, and you can read this in many different textbooks that talk about Costa Rica, or even information on the web. Education is public and is provided by the state. In one of the things that we often like to say is that the first president of Costa Rica was in fact a teacher, a former teacher. So education, once again, is key for Costa Ricans. Since 1949, when we decided to get rid of the army, when we abolished the army, and that's a whole different topic and a very interesting one, I think, anyway. The 28% of the budget that used to go into supporting that army was used in order to boost education and the social security system that we enjoy in Costa Rica. So that means that we enjoy universal health care. So we have a universal health care system that, according to the World Health Organization, is the third best in the world after Cuba and Canada, I believe. Now, because of the situation that we're going through right now, I am not going to get into too much detail about the economy, because the economy in Costa Rica and in the world is actually changing very fast. But I do want to point out that up until 2019, the economy of Costa Rica was based on export products, agricultural products. That was like the number one. Medical equipment and tourism. So here you have some facts about Costa Rica, and with that I want to say that the combination of this good education level, very stable political situation in Costa Rica, a well-regulated healthcare system, and a fantastic conservation policy and efforts that has set aside about 30% of the total area of the country in national parks and private reserves, make this country, for those people that enjoy wildlife and learning about culture, a must place to visit. So well, my dear friends, I hope you have found this information interesting and useful. If you like the information, I would kindly ask you to give us a like and subscribe. Also, I would like to invite you to go ahead and share this video with your friends, and to write in the comment section any suggestion on topics that you would like to learn about Costa Rica, and I'll be more than happy to have another video ready for you. So this is all for now. Until the next video. Thank you.